Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How often do we assume that the things we take for granted today will make sense tomorrow? How often do we act as though the rules we play by in our youth will serve us just as well in old age? Well, here's the truth. Once you hit 60, much of what you once thought was solid ground starts to feel like shifting sand beneath your feet. In your youth, time feels endless. You make plans for someday, believing there will always be another opportunity. You convince yourself that wasting a day, a week, or even a year doesn't really matter. But after 60, that illusion shatters. One day you wake up and realize there are fewer days ahead than behind. Suddenly, every moment matters in a way it never did before. At this stage, you begin to grasp the true weight of time. It's no longer abstract, it's finite. Every past decision led you to this point, and every future choice is an investment with diminishing returns. The hours you spent on distractions, the years lost to anger, the moments you didn't truly live, they all become painfully clear. You see that procrastination was never harmless. It was slow self-destruction. Now, every second must count. No refunds, no do-overs, no second chances. 1. Impressing others in your youth. You spend energy trying to impress people. You shape your identity around others' opinions, chasing recognition, status, and admiration. But after 60, something changes. You realize most people were too focused on themselves to ever notice you. The desire to impress fades. You stop caring about applause and start valuing self-respect. The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you gain freedom from fear, pretense, and the exhausting need to prove your worth. You begin to appreciate authenticity over attention. Being seen no longer matters as much as being real, and that shift brings peace that chasing praise never could. 2. Neglecting health. When you're young, your body feels invincible. You can eat anything, sleep less, and push yourself hard. But after 60, your body doesn't bounce back. The effects of neglect catch up. Now, every bite, every step, and every moment of rest matters. Health becomes a conscious effort. It's no longer about feeling good, it's about keeping your independence. Because nothing you've achieved in life will matter if your body can't carry you there. You start to understand that longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living well. A strong body becomes your most valuable asset. 3. Holding on to resentment. Anger can feel justified. Someone hurt you. You replay it over and over. But after 60, you see the cost. The other person moved on. You didn't. And it's draining you. Resentment doesn't fix the past. It just steals your peace. Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's power. It means you choose freedom over bitterness, growth over pain. You let go, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Peace becomes more valuable than justice, and the greatest act of strength is often in walking away. 4. Chasing possessions. Success used to mean more stuff, bigger homes, newer cars, more everything. But after 60, stuff becomes clutter. Every item is a responsibility. You begin to value simplicity. You give away, clean out, and keep only what brings joy or meaning. The less you carry, the freer you walk. What you own doesn't define you, what you let go of does. You learn that happiness isn't found in accumulation. It's found in space, in lightness, in room to breathe. 5. Waiting for big changes. Many believe change comes through big, dramatic events. But after 60, you understand life is built through small habits, tiny decisions made daily. Your body, your relationships, your mindset, they are all products of repeated choices. The truth can feel heavy, but it's also empowering, because every small action you take today still shapes your future. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Small steps, daily awareness. That's how transformation really happens. 6. Arguing to win. Younger people argue to win, to be right. But after 60, you start to care less about being right and more about peace. You see that most arguments change nothing. They drain energy. You learn to choose your battles wisely. You realize that sometimes silence is more powerful than being loud. Inner peace matters more than proving a point. You don't need to win anymore. You just need to be okay. And peace is often found not in speaking, but in stepping back. 7. Dismissing the young. It's easy to look at the younger generation and shake your head. You think they don't get it. But wisdom means staying open. Learning doesn't end with age. Connection matters. Teaching matters. So does listening. The worst mistake is believing you've learned everything. Stay engaged. Stay curious. Stay connected. When generations connect, wisdom flows both ways. Everyone grows. Everyone wins. 8. Ignoring mortality. When you're young, death feels far away. But after 60, it becomes real. Friends pass. Family changes. Time no longer feels unlimited. This truth is sobering but also liberating. You stop wasting time. You start cherishing mornings, conversations, even the quiet moments. Life becomes richer, not because you have more of it, but because you finally understand its value. You realize mortality isn't the enemy. It's the reminder to live fully. 9. Delaying joy. You used to say, one day, I'll. But now, one day is today. You realize happiness isn't a goal for the future, it's something you choose in the present. You stop waiting. You laugh more. You forgive faster. You love deeper. Not because life is perfect, but because you know how precious it is. Joy isn't a destination. It's a decision. One you can make again and again. So after 60, many things lose their meaning, but what remains becomes more powerful than ever. Peace, purpose, connection, and presence. And perhaps that's when life finally starts to make sense. Because once you let go of what doesn't matter, what truly matters can finally rise to the surface.